Oh no, guys, we need to talk about some potential bad news regarding GTA 6, its development, and when we are likely going to see it released. So, Grand Theft Auto 6 was in the news recently, and a lot of the articles you might have seen or the discussion around it was that its development and creation process is chaotic and is in quote development hell. Now, those are two words you obviously never want to hear about a project. You don't want to hear that something is in development hell and it is the most chaotic thing ever. Because that usually means the game is going to take longer. It means it's going to come with more bugs and issues. So we're going to be talking about all of that in this video today. So at least the article that I am reading, this is coming from the website gamesradar.com. The article was GTA 6 is Rockstar's most chaotic project since creation, according to Leaker. So let's just go ahead and dive into this. So the development of GTA 6 is chaotic and has been subject to multiple reboots, according to a Rockstar leaker. In recent videos, which was translated from French via the forum and website NeoGAF, Rockstar Magazine reporter Chris Klippel spoke at length about the game's development, which he said is, in quote, just a big mess, really. I can tell you it has been confirmed to me, and I can't go into details. To date, it is Rockstar's most chaotic project since its creation. So immediately when you see that, you're like, oh no, that's not good. But you expect a big project like GTA 6 to have a little bit of chaos with it. So obviously, Grand Theft Auto 5 was Rockstar's, I would say, biggest project. I guess you could throw Red Dead Redemption 2 into that mix as well. So we know that GTA 6 is going to be bigger, it's going to be bolder, it's going to have more moving parts. So it's not surprising, especially in today's world where we are still dealing with issues regarding the pandemic and other challenges that 2021 has presented. It's not surprising that this has been chaotic. So I immediately see that and I say, well, that's not necessarily all that bad news. I mean, you expect it to be a little bit disorganized, but he went on to say that it was much worse, citing the development difficulties suffered by Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5 are next to nothing compared to this. So that's not good. We're on the far end of the spectrum as far as how Rockstar was able to manage coming out with Red Dead Redemption 2 and how they were able to get out the last GTA game. Now, the article goes on to say that these issues appear to stem from multiple changes at the, quote, scenario level. So features like the game's narrative and story, characters, setting, and the world we're going to be in, and the map. And Klippel says that Rockstar has changed GTA 6 at this level, in quotes, several times since 2014, including one reboot in 2019, despite a reveal initially planned for spring 2020. Now, those large-scale changes make it difficult for either Rockstar or leakers to disseminate accurate information, as details are changing all the time. We'll actually talk about one of those insiders who had given us an outline of how much the game had been completed in a little bit, but this is not great news, because if the game keeps changing several times, like the narrative, characters, settings, and map since 2014, it's hard for Rockstar to make progress. It might be 5 steps forward and 2 steps back. Yes, you're eventually going forward, which I think they are, but the fact that you have to keep going backwards is obviously going to slow things down. Now, if that is true, a reboot in 2019, that is really, really bad. Because I would imagine a reboot means you're just completely starting from scratch and you're going to have to basically work from the floor up. Now, if that's the case, 2019, that was not very long ago. Now, we're closing in on 2022 here, but still, that was kind of like 3 years ago. So I see that as bad news if that legitimately is the case. Now, he goes on to say some of the development difficulties appear to relate to the departure of Rockstar Games co-founder Dan Houser last year. Now, Klippel says that his withdrawal from the project was not trivial and may have resulted or linked to a reboot of its own. So I don't know if you guys actually remember that story, but back in February 2020, Rockstar Games co-founder and GTA creative lead Dan Houser left the studio. Now, the only thing we know after that was his brother, Sam Houser, still remained with the company. And since all of this was apparently happening since 2014, remember that in 2016, Leslie Benzies, who was the president of Rockstar Games, actually left the company. after he had taken a sabbatical from quite some time. So this is a series of departures that I think he's talking about here that could have a significant impact on when the game is set to release and its development process. Now, Rockstar does appear to have given itself plenty of time to pull its next games together, because we obviously have the GTA trilogy coming out in just a couple of days. We have expanded and enhanced Grand Theft Auto 5 in 2022. And remember, there are reports that GTA 6 is expected to release as late as 2025. So if the game scenario was only nailed down last year, that could certainly be a possibility. Now, like I said, we also heard from Rockstar Games insider Tez Funds 2 on this. He responded to this on the GTA forum site on the GTA 6 speculation and discussion thread. So someone said, "Hey there, I hope you answer to this reply. I have a question regarding your statement last year. If I remember correctly, you heard that the next GTA title was 60 to 70% done. 1.5 years passed after that, but we still haven't heard anything from Rockstar Games. Jason Schreier still says the game is in early development. I'm not questioning you here, but shouldn't there be an announcement if it was 60 to 70% done?" And he says the percentages are inaccurate due to the fluctuating environment of game development. What I heard at that time was that the game was already in full development phase when Jason published his article, and it was more in the middle than early. I didn't hear much since then, and a lot of things would have changed from that point until now. So he's basically saying that game development, especially in this day and age, is always fluctuating, and some things are actually out of their control, like higher-ups like Dan Houser and Leslie Benzies leaving, which could throw a giant loophole into things. Now, what's interesting is another video game and industry insider, Tom Henderson, actually said that this is not true. What we just heard, those reports that it's in development hell. So we're going to have to make of this for what you want. So he ended up saying, the new rumors floating around on GTA 6 and Red Dead Remastered is Chris Klippel giving his opinions, thoughts, and speculation. It is not new or leaked information on either title. Interesting. So I don't know if this is him backtracking here since this all started blowing up and a lot of people started covering it, or if there was an issue in translating his French to English text. We're not really too sure, but quite frankly, this news doesn't really shock me. If the game legitimately is in development hell, or if it simply needs more time in order to come out with as few disruptions as possible. But like I said, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know what you think about this information regarding the Grand Theft Auto 6 development cycle, Rockstar, and what things are going on in their world and how this could have an impact in our world in terms of getting GTA 6. Let me know what you guys are thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.